It's that camera action.
Mhm.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Ostara info world. We're going to be discussing what Ostara is and, a lot of the traditions and whatnot, but we'll be doing that while we're decorating eggs. Because there's a lot. This is the time of Ostara, the vernal equinox, and we all know that that means when the day and night are of equal length, in perfect balance. To me, spring is the most magical and transformative time of the year. The rebirth, the restoration, the newness of it all. This is really the time for us to get into action mode. As the sun rises ever higher, the earth starts to thaw, getting ready for tilling. Now is the time that we take the plants that we made it in bulk out into the garden. Time to get busy, time to till and fertilize. Get the soil ready for sowing our seeds. Some seeds, they get started indoors until they're, little seedlings, and then they get transferred out. Others, you put the seeds right in the ground, which we'll be doing tomorrow, and Mother Nature does it all for you. Of course, you need to help her along. Every plant, every garden needs tending to. They need to be watered, weeded, fertilized, staked, pruned. Lots of things. Before we leave tonight, we're going to be creating seeds of intention, which we will sow in the garden of life during tomorrow's ritual. Think of it this way. If your life were a garden, what crops would you like to grow? How about love? We all need love. Health, friendship, family, children, new home, pink Cadillac. Anything that you want in your garden of life, make it an intention that you can achieve. We're going to write our intentions. We'll do this all night long. Write your intention on a piece of paper. Give it a little light wad, not too tight, just a little light wad, and put it in the seed bowl. And we're going to collect them and present them tomorrow at ritual. And at the end of tonight, we will meditate on those seeds and determine what we're planting. Are we planting food, or are we planting eye candy? We need both. We need both the sustenance and the beauty. So think about what you want your intentions to be and what you need to do to make those intentions come to fruition, to become an action. We're going to provide the soil. Our soil will be the fire tomorrow night. You get to decide how you're going to water it, fertilize it, and keep it growing and get it to fulfillment. And so, while we're decorating, I took the liberty of dyeing the eggs so that we didn't have too much fuss and mess. There are coloring pens. I hope everyone out there in TV land has eggs and things to decorate, and paper and pencils to make your seeds. If you're not joining us for ritual, you can bury them or burn them yourself at home. Make your own little Ostara ritual and plant your seeds of intention. So we have edible food coloring pens, and We have some roans here. If you want to use roans, you can put any kind of decoration you want. I'm trying to get an altar egg. This was my first attempt. It's supposed to be the triple moon goddess and the sun to celebrate the night and the day.
Nice. Good job.
I'm not the best of artists, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
You can do pentacles, you can write poems, whatever you want to, however you want to decorate these eggs, please have fun with it.
And how do you make it stand up?
Well, we have, I brought little things. If you need to stand it up, there's little caps here. Just little bottle caps, and that'll help stabilize it so that you have a free hand. If they're a little, they're starting to warm up now. So if they start to sweat before you do the pens, because the pens will run, just block them dry. I brought lots of paper towels, and there's lots of little slips of paper here. So all night long. Now, I would recommend that you do more than one seed for each intention. It's okay to have more than one intention, but remember, like plants, each intention is going to have different needs. So maybe you want to make your intentions compatible if you're going to have more than one.
Good idea.
But for each intention, make a couple of seeds, as many seeds as you like, because when you plant a garden, you don't just plant one seed. Come on, we want this to work. We want it to grow. We want some food out of this. plant a lot of seeds. Okay, so everyone, let's have at it. And then I'll start the discussion on I'll start. Which Star is our spring equinox. And this year is going to be on Monday, March 20th at 2124 UTC. I don't know what that means.
It's
Universal time.
Universal time, whatever.
I think
But-
it's kind of Greenwich, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be. But
Greenwich, England.
at any rate, that means in this northern hemisphere is going to be at approximately 5:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
No, it's West.
You gotta sit over there.
Oh, no, no.
Well, that's true. I have to West tomorrow. Maybe I should do.
Yeah. So
Do it.
I'll get a paper towel. I said hello, now I'll be, which way?
Ostar is a really relatively modern Sabbath based upon an ancient Germanic festival that celebrates the spring equinox. Of course, it occurs annually. And it's believed that it was a star was derived from a Germanic goddess's name, Eoster, according to Bede the Venerable, who happens to be a monk who did a lot of, he was a historian,
Not gonna come true now.
which most of what we know about Ostar is because of his studies. The spring equinox or Ostar has long been celebrated as a time of renewal, rebirth, and new beginnings. A star occurs at the halfway point between the solstices, winter and summer, and is one of the 4 fire festivals or quarter days that fall within the solar year wheel of the year in the Gallic calendar. The vernal equinox is also the second of 3 traditional Celtic spring rituals. The first is Vernal. The star is the second, and Beltane is the culmination of spring the third celebration. And although the spring equinox marks the first astronomical day of spring on the Gregorian calendar, the first days of spring are really felt, especially here in Florida, as early as February. A lot of the cultures around the world celebrate spring festivals and holidays. We're familiar here, with Easter and Passover, all around the same time. Easter always falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon that happens after the spring equinox. That's why it never falls on the same day every year. We have lots of rituals and celebrations. Ancient times, the pagans celebrated Ostara. They're the ones who, did the decorating of the eggs. Eggs are often used symbols of fertility and rebirth. And they did the egg hunts. A lot of the Easter traditions that we're familiar with were just appropriated from the original earth-based religions. They took what they thought sounded good and almost godly and kept it for themselves. Found this interesting. In the northern hemisphere, the sun passes over the equator and continues north after the spring equinox. But right at the spring equinox, it's right in the center of the equator. And then it travels south and then north. Okay, this is what I was looking for. The spring equinox marks the moment when the sun crosses over the celestial equator and continues on its journey. At the same time, it moves north in the northern hemisphere and south in the southern hemisphere. Okay, well, that makes sense. The spring equinox represents the struggles between night and day, light and dark, death and rebirth. So physically, metaphorically, and thus spiritually, it is a time of sowing seeds, planting new life, nourishing ourselves, and tending to the cycles of nature in preparation for the gifts of summer and the abundance it can bring, within and without. In other words, the cycles within each of us are a mirror of the cycles that occur in nature on earth and a metaphor for the cycles that occur within all beings. And this means that spiritually, the spring equinox is a time to tend to the cycle of life and death. Dark and light, both inside and outside ourselves. As within, so without. So this makes Ostara a great time to pause and take a moment to get in touch with any new life beginning within you mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. Practice nourishing the seeds of awareness by asking yourself, is there anything you can do or stop doing to cultivate this growth, bring your dreams to life, and be the brighter, shining star you were born, the bright, shining star you were born to be. The spring equinox, Ostara, is a time of balance between day and night, dark and light, death and rebirth. The earth awakens from her slumber and begins with her gift, brings with her the gift of new beginnings. The traditions. There's lots of symbols and traditions. We all associate the Easter bunny with Easter, but rabbits were long held as symbols of fertility in the pagan community. The eggs. Oh, the eggs can be used for magic too. Oh, I forgot to bring my car. No, but okay, it's here somewhere. When you can do egg magic, and if you take the eggshells and you remove the membranes from them, and then you grind them down into a powder.
Oh, so is that, what's that powder? White egg powder?
Carilla, something Carilla.
Cascarilla.
Cascarilla. Yes, I had some. I was going to bring it. I'll bring it tomorrow. We'll put it around the seeds.
That's really cool when you make it with brown eggshells, by the way.
Really? Okay. Next time I'll do that. Mine are white. They're raw eggshells.
I've always gotten them in white, yeah.
Yeah, they're raw eggshells. I removed all of the membrane. That is not an easy thing to do.
Not fun.
But again, you can get into, you just get into a little rolling of the
Rhythm.
just takes patience. And there's flowers are also often used in rituals for stuff, of course. Tulips, crocuses, daffodils, all of those early spring bulb flowers. They're pushing their little tiny buds right through the earth. And of course, as with all rituals, there's always feasting, so, which we will be doing tomorrow. One of my favorite traditions of spring is cleaning. We all know about spring cleaning. You know, I do autumn cleaning and spring cleaning. The spring cleaning, it's just nice. The house has been closed up for months on end in most places, not necessarily here in Florida, but in most places. You know, there's no ventilation. You've been hauled inside, you have artificial heat going. It's time to open the windows, get stale air out, get the cobwebs removed. I do what I call heavy cleaning in spring. I do my really deep cleaning at the autumn equinox, because that's when I'm getting ready to close up the house. I don't want to close up dirt. I want it to be really clean. So for the autumnal cleaning, I go deep. But for the spring, it's still a pretty good cleaning. It's ceiling to floor. So it's a good cleaning. And again, I make a ritual out of it. So you can have fun. Put on some music. Seeds was a great music too. I started my spring cleaning already, and Seeds is a great.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple new songs tomorrow.
Yes. Alba picked out some really great songs to accompany us without even knowing what it was going to be about.
Magic.
Yes, yes, indeed it is. So basically, the simple ways to celebrate Ostara is to decorate eggs, which we have some beautiful decorations coming here. To bring out your Easter baskets and your bunny rabbits and pick wildflowers, clean your house, refresh your altar. This is the time when good time to get all the old stuff off and bring some new stuff in. Welcome the new season. And just overall decorating for spring. Having a ritual feast. There's a lot of baking that goes on. Sugar cookies, usually cut into the shapes of rabbits and eggs. And whatever other Easter symbols there are, a lot of, the Christians are going to have some crosses, which to me is kind of harsh, but okay. A lot of pagans celebrate with an Easter tree. Very similar to a Christmas tree, only instead of balls, you hang eggs. Tie ribbons instead of tinsel, that kind of thing. That sounds like it could be a lot of fun. But one of the best things you can do to celebrate a star is just to get out in nature. Go hug a tree. Take your shoes off and walk on the grass and just feel it between your feet. Walk in sand, go to the beach, get in the ocean. Just be out in nature, commune with the goddess. She's there. Time to start seeds. And here it is, cascarilla powder. Do your egg magic. Now, if you take the membranes from the eggshells, it's the cascarilla powder. But if you don't, you can still use them, grind them up, throw them in your garden. They're great for adding nutrients to the soil. And whether they're cooked or they're raw, for that both work well. Most important is this is a time for sharing. This is a time to let people you know that you care. Check in. Get in touch with somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. It's a time when renew your connection with somebody. It's a perfect time. Are there any questions so far? Anybody? You guys, I know a lot of you know more about All-Star than I do. So if anybody has anything to add or offer, I'd like to hear it. But,
Well, I don't want to interrupt anything you might be about to talk about either.
no, by all means, interrupt.
No, I was just gonna say, the reason why, we have the Easter bunny is because of the hair being traditionally associated with the goddess Ostara every spring in Germany.
Mhm.
And it got appropriated by the Christians because bunnies are too cute to throw in the dumpster of history.
Yeah, pretty much. They just picked and selected, the things that, like I said, didn't offend, didn't sound too pagan, and just let them go with it. So
Yeah, it's just hard for a bunny to be offensive.
although there was a
Internet
movie,
will find a
there was a giant rabbit, killer rabbit on the loose.
That's why
No,
Monty Python.
no. This is Monty Python.
And this is the giant, almost.
Oh,
Jackalope? You mean a jackanape?
Well, there are jackalopes, but you mean the one with
it was called what is
I know what you're talking about.
Lapa something. But it was, and it was a cute little bunny, but they just, you know, they didn't.
Was that what
take a
Monty
mind-
Python was spoofing?
Probably.
Yeah.
There was a book
But-
slash movie called Bunincula, which is.
That's not the one.
The 70s horror movie, the radio.
Yes, and they got really.
All around town, yeah.
But they were cute bunnies, they didn't
Yeah,
make
they
them
were
scary, I mean, it was such a stupid, it was such a stupid movie.
It was the B movies where that all of the, because it was so cheap, they just made animals and.
I just blew them up and put them in there.
Oh,
Wonderful
God.
1950 special effects.
Now, there's this A movie that's trying to be a B movie. It's called Eight-Legged Freaks. Yeah, but that's what.
Funicula.
Funicula,
Mhm.
there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's what spiders, not cute bunnies.
Oh, that would be. more-
Vampire bunnies.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare for you. And anybody else with arachnophobia.
Yeah. I don't know.
The more about the bunnies.
Yeah, more bunnies.
About the Oscar and Easter. That's what we're here to discuss.
Yes.
But yeah, I just remember the Deadly Bunny from.
Yeah, maybe.
I remember
Monty
patent
Python.
leather shoes
Yes.
money for it.
Leather shoes,
crunching on snow.
And your brand new dress.
we always
That
had
had a
a.
little frilly.
With that
Oh.
coat to match.
And,
Like you weren't
uh,
allowed
Yeah,
Oh, running with flowers on it and what,
Yeah.
match my little white dress with the new black shoes, yeah.
And chocolate.
And
Chocolate.
We weren't allowed to open our Easter baskets until after church.
yeah, did you have to hunt for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we-
right.
Yeah,
We used to have to search for the Easter egg. My mother. My mother. Depression age, you know, depression child. At Halloween, we would go out trick or treating. And we would come home and for a couple of, she would go through it and take everything and then. For like a week, she would give us a piece of
Dole
candy,
out.
dole it out. And then all of a sudden it's gone. It's just gone until Easter. She would save a whole bunch of our Halloween candy and put it for the Easter basket.
Oh, that's double dipping.
Hey.
So,
Yeah,
it
well,
was like.
well, she didn't, number one, she didn't want us to consume all that candy.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was smart. She was a smart cookie.
So there was
I
something which
know that because later in life, I found the stash.
Oh my gosh.
I was looking through the kitchen for something and it was in a cabinet that I would never have
old
gone in
mountain full
for.
of peeps just
And I
falling.
opened up and there's all these jars of candy bars stuck in them.
And you're like, I found it.
So there was something that I attended
Nope.
like a while ago. It was an adult Easter egg hunt. And instead of candies, they like each of the plastic candies had like one of those mini bottles of alcohol in it, and the other half had like
Oh.
money, and they were just like,
Yeah.
have fun, guys. I don't know.
But I can just imagine you're like this. No.
Okay, continuing on.
So where did you come up with the idea for Steve's of intention?
Well, you helped with that.
Just trying to give you a lead in.
Yeah, no, when I started thinking about it, you know, renewal is a lot of things, and this is a good time to improve up on ourselves. Seeds of intention, I mean, one of my seeds is gonna be sobriety. You know, it's time to take control of certain things, I think, in my life, and I thought, let's make the intention. Now, understand, these are intentions. Gotta work for it. It's not magic. It's not gonna just happen just because we think it, write it, and burn it.
Right.
What that's going to do is let the universe know what we want. But we still gotta work for it. We still gotta put in we gotta water it, we gotta feed it, we gotta prune it, stake it. And it takes a whole lot of other stuff too. I mean, if you're going out in the garden, not only do you need your soil, your water and your seeds, how about some gloves? Some hand tools for digging, a hat to protect yourself from the sun. There's all these things that go into it. So I want you to be reflecting on that as you're creating your seeds of intention. That not only is this what I want in my garden, but what do I have to do to make it grow? And that's what we're trying to get. That's what the universe is going to provide for us, is the inspiration of what it takes to make our intentions a reality.
The amount of work that it takes to grow a garden is a good analogy for what it takes to grow ourselves.
And that's how it came to me. It's like
I like it.
so
It's very good.
beautiful. Boy, you guys are great artists. I'm jealous.
Hey,
You're inspiring us to greatness with your keeper.
for this, I had a reference.
But still, still reference too. Let me tell you. Reference wasn't the problem. So. At any rate.
Are these the eggs that are gonna be hidden tomorrow?
These are the eggs. So are they all decorated?
So I guess we should have been putting homing beacons into them.
Geo-tracking device. I think we got.
We've got a
Rolling inside of them.
Listen, if I find
Who else
these little
wants to-
Apple AirTags
Who's
on
gonna
those
do
things.
I did 3, but it's someone else.
I'm gonna do 3 as well.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not going to break out a ladder or throw them up on the roof or anything.
Although Logan might.
Yeah, who's hiding these eggs?
Hide some of them in the litter box.
Yeah. Let's not,
That's Meg.
let's not say you did.
Yeah, that's not a.
Did anyone come up with any cool patterns for their eggs?
I did a brick
Oh, that's
pattern.
cool.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
cool.
that's cool.
And then this is the Easter bunny hiding his little eggs in the garden. The sun is shining down on him.
Nice.
And now I'm gonna do a spider. Birch, don't look.
That'll be the one that she finds tomorrow.
It will.
Where's
I'll I'll be like, I don't need the tricep magic.
The mucus, the little spider.
It's gonna be happy. It's gonna have a smile.
But
The smiley spider?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Scarlet egg Helvetica.
So I did an egg with runes inspired by the opening lines of the Canterbury Tales.
My.
Bonus points for anyone who can figure out what it says.
Let me get my copy of the Canterbury Tales, start reading.
You're in the furniture.
Extra bonus points if, like me, you could say it in Old English. And I don't know how to say it. I don't have it memorized in modern English. I have it memorized in Middle English.
Just say it in Finnish.
There you go. And then for this one, I did a rune writing that says the day's gift gives you chances of joy in the coming year. Got a little stuff.
Very
Very
cool.
nice.
Very cool. I just created a rune. Rebirth you. And sun victory. Rebirth. Yeah.
That's cool.
And sun victory. Victory garden, rebirth.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Goes well, goes well.
Well, that's about all I got. But
Very good.
it's, I want to share with you how much fun dyeing these eggs were. I just found it so, it just brought me back to my childhood, and it
Oh,
was,
that's a good one.
it was just really great.
Yeah, really good color on those. Mine are never that even.
Well, if you look close, they're not, but they've all been double dipped.
Double dip.
There you go.
But,
Now we know the
trick.
secret. Double dip.
and I did the color in the boiling water.
Uh-huh.
Then I saved the water. I did 4 eggs at a time.
Did you see my message?
Yes, and that gave me now. The first one I did, I realized I can't use just plain. Well, I could use just plain food coloring, but I didn't have enough.
Yeah, you
Make
gotta.
it dark.
So I used the
Boss.
the box, the little pills that comes in it, but I dissolved them first. Used 2.5 cups, 2 cups of water instead of a half a cup. So then I used 4 tablespoons of vinegar instead of 1. And boiled, use that water for the boil. So I actually boiled the eggs in the color and then I saved the color and did the double dipping, and that's when they got that really nice.
Right.
Oh.
They're so nice and bright.
Yeah.
Mine are never that.
That's actually smart to cook the eggs in the color.
It really was so
Well, it
much
cuts down the-
easier.
Cuts down the time.
The color will be inside.
Really too?
Yep.
Then we can have psychedelic egg salad.
Yes.
It's the 70s egg salad.
70s egg salad.
Oh, just in the sky with eggs.
But no,
Or I'll stir it in the garden with eggs. That's right.
no, it was a lot of fun. So I might be doing, colored dyeing eggs next year too.
There you go.
Nice.
Coming soon.
But I'm not sure if I'm gonna be eating the green eggs.
I'll eat green eggs. I got no problem. with green eggs.
Well, you have a friend, I see.
And a block for the fox.
In the rain on a train,
Nope. The house of the mouse.
Anybody online have any
in a box with a fox.
comments?
Anybody online?
Anybody online going to join us tomorrow?
Are we broadcasting tomorrow?
We
We
will,
should be.
we can broadcast the ritual, of course, the panto.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna broadcast the panto and the ritual.
Yes.
The panto is an Eleusinian panto. So if any of you guys are not familiar with it, you have 24 hours to
It's gonna
research
be a
What
test.
is
What
it?
happened?
What
the
Eleusinian.
Eleusinian, the mysteries of Eleusis
Mhm.
in the Greek and Roman time. It's an
Whatever you
Eleusinian
want.
mystery panto.
I mean, money, love,
Okay.
jet airplane, whatever.
Oops.
Debbie, are you coming tomorrow? You still there?
No,
No.
I've gotta be at my gig at 5.
Oh, okay.
So you're just gonna be starting. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will be airing the panto at 5 p.m. and then we'll come back at 7:30 to do the ritual.
Right.
When Dawn will not be there live.
Mhm.
But they will be online on the YouTube channel at my earliest convenience,
Yeah.
as in
Wow.
when I'm recovering.
I'll
So if you missed
circle
anything,
So that we can,
Yeah.
Sure.
we can stop recording.
Blow
out
out
this
the candle.
candle, hold it dear to everyone gathered here. From this world we do depart, but hold its lessons in our heart.
Merry meet. Yay.
Thank you, everyone.
Good.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, stopping recording. 3, 2, 1.